Boris Johnson has insisted Britons should have no fear of a future without a Brexit trade deal ahead of a crunch point in negotiations with the European Union. The Prime Minister told cabinet ministers yesterday that an agreement can still be done as the wrangle hits a crucial stage. But he signalled he would be content to walk away and adopt an arrangement similar to Australia's no-deal relationship with the EU if the bloc sticks to its hardline demands for unchanged fishing quotas and continued regulatory meddling. British officials accused Michel Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, of stalling for time ahead of a deadline set for tomorrow when a summit of EU leaders in Brussels will take stock of the progress so far. Mr. Johnson's spokesman said the Prime Minister updated his ministers on the talks at yesterday's weekly Downing Street cabinet meeting. Lord Frost, the head of the UK's Task Force Europe negotiating team, is this afternoon expected to tell the Prime Minister whether it is worth continuing with the talks beyond tomorrow's EU Council meeting. Reporting on the cabinet meeting, Mr. Johnson's spokesman said, the PM said Lord Frost is currently in Brussels seeking to find a way through, and he believed there is still a deal to be done. The PM reiterated that, while we want a deal on the right terms, if we can't get there we are ready and willing to move forward with an Australian-style outcome, which holds no fear. Ahead of the summit, Mr. Johnson is expected to hold talks today with Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission. A UK government source blamed Mr. Barnier for the lack of recent progress in the talks. The source said, the EU has been using the old playbook in which they thought running down the clock would work against the UK. They have assumed the UK would be more willing to compromise the longer the process ran, but in fact all these tactics have achieved is to get us to the middle of October with lots of wasted work. This is all the more frustrating because it is clear that we have come a long way since the beginning of the year. We have approached the negotiations constructively and reasonably, but time is now extraordinarily short. We need the EU to urgently up the pace and inject some creativity. The row over fisheries remains a key sticking point in talks about the EU and UK's future relationship.